You mentioned earlier AI. AI has the ability to redefine how we provide value in so many ways. What is the future in your mind of AI in B2B marketing and redefining value in the buyer's journey?
So I think most marketers are doing predictive AI in good ways. I think most of us are not fully taking advantage of generative AI in the most impactful and meaningful ways. I was going to go out and hire an AI coach and say, how do I get somebody that can just feed me just every single update that's happening on a weekly, daily basis so I can just stay on the cutting edge because there's just so much to keep up on. There's a lot of businesses that are going to be created through AI coaching, AI technology. That's just some of the best advice I could give to anybody right now is just get really, really sharp on this, and especially people coming out of college, become an expert in all the tools, play around with everything because there's companies all the time hiring somebody that's going to help educate and do that. So what I'm doing is on Fridays is I'm setting up a kind of a regular cadence with our team, just called an AI coach. And we're going to coach each other, and we're going to bring in external speakers. We're going to bring in our internal experts as well, building on all of our AI technology. And we're going to do a quick presentation, brown bag, on what you learned in AI this week or what made you better in your job this week with the use of AI. But I'd love to hear from those listening as well. Reach out if you'd like, but what you're doing to get better here, because I don't think CMOs broadly are spending enough time on it. I think a lot of content creators are using it, the basic tools, and speeding up process. But there's so much we can do with data and connecting systems and connecting process and getting more creative that we just are scratching the surface. So it's going to be a fun couple years up ahead.
How long have you been doing this weekly brown bag lunch AI?
We're just kicking it off actually this last little bit. It's TBD on the nuances of what works the best, but I want it to be a combination of our team. Sometimes when you teach something, you learn a lot better and a lot easier. And so a combination of like our team volunteering and coming with what did they learn, what made them better, but also as well around what our internal experts could do as well.
Here's what I'm taking away from that is that in redefining value, what you just said there is I have a lot of faith and hope in AI that it's going to redefine value. I don't necessarily have all the answers, but let's create something very creative and dynamic and collaborative. And let's start exploring it internally, externally, because I need to understand, I need to find the solutions that are going to add more and more value to what we're doing. I have to do that in order to stay competitive, to stay ahead, right? So my big takeaway is you don't have to have the idea right now necessarily, but if you have the desire that I'm going to focus and I'm going to be creative and I'm going to find new ways to create value and I'm going to make sure I have the time to do that. Like, I love how you run into a wall, a problem, or you see an opportunity. You're like, I'm going to think about it differently, right? So on another podcast we do, we talk a lot about company culture and we talk a lot about collaboration. We talk a lot about psychological safety. We talk a lot about having everybody have a role in contributing and feeling comfortable doing that. I hadn't planned to ask this, but it feels like that's a lot of what you're doing with your team.
Definitely lots of collaboration. I think I love brainstorm, just riffing on new ideas. I certainly don't have all the ideas and certainly not all the ways to execute. And so looping in the team, making sure there's a good cross-functional dynamic between our marketing team and then just cross-functionally, like getting ideas across the organization, ideas from customers, ideas from colleagues and former friends and colleagues is always a great way to tap into that.